Okay, next we move on to the big blind post flop, and again the first thing you need to consider are your statistics, and fold to 3-bet percentage of the villain is the first thing I have highlighted here. Again, it's a very good indication of what his range will be post flop. If we take this guy as an example, he folds close to 90% of 3-bets. So if you 3-bet pre-flop and he calls, you can be pretty certain he's going to have a very strong hand. Conversely, if this is a very low statistic, his range is going to be very wide post flop. So that's the first thing you need to consider. Other things, his fold to a donk, not much to go off there. You know, if he's folding to donks 100%, I mean, over a very big sample size, then yeah, donk all day. His c-bet percentage, this guy's very high, 81%, and we can't see that, but the open raises looks like high 70s, which is pretty much average. So this guy's just basically opening a lot of hands and c-betting a ton, which, excuse me, that should not be there. That's from a previous slide. Disregard that. It's fold to c-bet percentage in a 3-bet pot. So if we consider his range in this particular example of a guy who folds for a lot of 3-bets, when he does call, as I stated before, he doesn't tend to fold because his range is so strong. His check raise percentage in a 3-bet pot, again, it's need to take into consideration sample size obviously, but we don't garner too much from those statistics. But these are the sort of things you'll be looking at in your statistics, in your HUD, and also on all streets as stated down here. All these stats down here, you should be considering them on each street, flop, turn and river. And now the big blind, there's some general things that you need to consider. This again, there's a lot of things to consider. This is just a suggestion of what you should be thinking about. Your hand, the flop texture, and how your perceived hand hits this flop. Meaning, you know, you raise, you 3-bet, your range is perceived as strong. Let's say ace X, and flop comes ace 3, 2. I'd be c-betting that flop all day. Your opponent perceives your range as a good part of it as ace high.